Minfilia would have you investigate the mysterious La Habrea. I'm afraid there is no rest for the weary, Tolucc. We have to dwell further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as La Brea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go, speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Tolucc. The masked man? You are on the come on behalf of the Scions? Of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there's been a sighting of this rogue near about eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Quikern. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travelers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may have very well caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin to or mind to spend it. Welcome to Highbridge, adventure. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not so sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of our many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two, eh? Hihibaru wants to help you find La Habrea. Maybe. When the Order of Nalthal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh-endless beastmen raids, folk are too afraid to come within a mile over here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to keep up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant? The masked man? I'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go ask the other merchants. Aye, I've heard tell of the masked devil. Seems you've been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere too. Thanalan as well. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of my imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. On the trail of a masked man? Aye, I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears all black, hooded robe and looks right suspicious. And that's all I can say about, little though it is. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been given Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Quikern raids. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Judging by your expression, I take you didn't learn much of use? Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Quikern raids are so constant, so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do. But that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you will be the first to know. Ihabaru has information that will surely lead to La Habrea. I've finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Thal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man. I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Quikern appeared soon after and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange similar meeting. It'll be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? The scroll! It appears to be a prayer to Rogger, the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Rogger is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-slain merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? Kihabaru has a suggestion to help you with your investigation. The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favorite destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not-so-warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain of how much help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has, relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihara, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped that you would linger a little while, cull some fiends, spend some coin, what have you, but something tells me you're destined for greater things. Whatever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Why, yes, Hihabaru is my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be bothering you with my family matters, but I am grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I'd recommend you first speak to Gunnabold, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggle enough without having to answer every the whim of every outsider. You're not welcome here. Be gone. Gilbert would like to aid in your manhunt. Well met, adventurer. I'm Gilbert, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gunnabold. Knowing the bristly old beer, I don't doubt he'd told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can so much as get a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man where I can, and you seem like a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, might it be that I can lend you a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar, but I have men on the lookout for Imalja to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they're like to have seen it. I had a mind to take them each a cup of sweet Thanalan tea so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. Well, ain't you considerate? My thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding among the refugees? Like as not. Me compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. 'Tis near impossible to tell what's on their minds. For all I know, they're all up to no good. You there. Are you Imalja? No? Then carry on. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of that sweet Thanalan. I'm gonna enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark scaly skin, stands 10 fulms tall, and has a face of lizard, then I don't give a mummish fart. Shoo, don't bother me. If the Imalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry, a suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Ah, you're back. So did my lookouts have a lot to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. Giselbert would offer you some advice regarding your investigation. So you're determined to press on with your investigation? Then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without Alamegans' trust, and the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Anulda, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundulbog belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of your same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Welcome back, Tolucc. How fares the investigation? I see. Given that all that they've suffered, it is of little wonder the Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades, had to have seen it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that be more could be done to ease their hardships? I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. Menphilia wants to introduce you to the Alamegan members of the Scions. Your Alamegan comrade is named Heribert. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort towards that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Herbert is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. If it isn't Tolucc Goro, the Scion's rising star, is there aught I can do for you? You wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo? That is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I would like nothing more to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamegan resistance, you see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet, whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albrita, and she's a Resistance of Quarry Mill. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. Eh? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Ha! Why the hell should I do that? Just give me one reason. Heribert sent you? Ah, that worthless horse. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me for a favor? Simply incredible. I realize Heribert was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Meffred, the captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Meffred needs help tending a wounded brother. Aye, I'm Meffred, a proud man of the Alan Resistance. What business do you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wound's gone and festered and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. Gods damn it. I asked the villagers for aid, got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. These quarry mill cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albrita. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go in her and try. One of Meffred's men is in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught that I can do. I want to help, truly I do. They're my countrymen after all, but that'd mean going against the Elemental's will. I've been at Quarry Mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if anyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help, it'd be Charlene, the hamlet's resident here. If you take the matter to her, might be she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. You wish to aid the Alamegans. You are possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant you your wish. This authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the Twelveswood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of the night whether they may have a place beneath the boughs. Alas, the Alamegans' petition has been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not leave to receive of the wood's bounty. Ever has it been since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. That's how it's to be then. The bloody horror might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their bloody will. I cannot wait until the Resistance is free of this place. Meffred needs your help to save a wounded comrade. I led my men to Quarrywell hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hells, Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. In my homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison-purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd be forever in your debt. Ah, you're back. Tell me if you've got 4 horns with you. You're a godsend adventurer. Praise Ralgar, there's at least one woman in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buscarin, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. They said he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as how he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him and have them ground down. When that's done, bring back the powder and give it to Faramund. Godspeed. Ah, Tolucc, ever a sight for sore eyes. How fares the adventuring? Rolling in the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You've got something to show me. Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground down to make a medicine, you say? Here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I'm no stranger to the remedy. An Alamegan friend once used it to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say, he saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in Quarry Mill. So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it helps that poor sod as needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head off about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. It is well to see you returned. Have you the medicine for our brother? Gods bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Galleon receives treatment at once. Hopefully, this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him, trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. Meffred needs your help to find a missing comrade. Adventure, Galleon has gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his condition's likely to deteriorate where it was before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking Albreda. Might be as the woman's seen something. Ah, finally. It's about time you came asking about Galleon. I watched him leave Quarry Mill some time ago, and he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me, just find your way safely to little Alamigo. Blast it. Would that I'd known he was thinking that, I'd have stopped this folly myself. The love Galleon bears for his brothers is so strong he's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Out in the wilds? Alone? That fool! That great big sentimental fool! My men and I will scour the wood for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. Watch out! A goblin! Galleon! Captain, but why? You should be all on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, gods damn it? The oath to reclaim our homeland? We'll set foot on Alamegan soil again, together, or not at all. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Good. Let us return to our brothers. Oh, and don't even think that all you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a thorough thrashing, you'll wish we didn't find you. I can't thank you enough for St. Gallion. I'll see you back at Quarry Mill. Gallion's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Meffred wishes to repay your kindness. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask of me anything, and it's yours, so long as it's mine to give. The cooperation of the people of Little Alamigo, that's all? Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well, I'll provide you with a letter to show to Gundenbold. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I've no doubt that he'll do all in his power to aid you. Why have you returned? You are not welcome here. I thought I made myself clear. You spoke with Meffred? It's been so long since I last heard from him. I'd feared him dead. 12 be praised. Whoever you are, Meffred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Meffred is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Gundenbold is willing to share with you what he knows of this masked stranger. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has reportedly been appearing near Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you'll want to question them about their trysts, but they're not like to yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. A masked man? No idea what you're talking about. I ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Gundenbold sent you. Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... oh, you don't know anything about that? Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and expect me not to think I'm in for it. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say that I have. But I'll be sure to tell all my friends you're looking for him. There's a bunch been skulking about right suspicious, like... But I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it. And that there's trouble, mark me words. So, you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about a masked man. That is most troubling. Whatever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I ought to know, for it once burned in me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Naught would do but to depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got our revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hate, we didn't realize that we had been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such time, though the young ones know not of this. Unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Hemfring has a secret message for you. Hey, adventurer, you done talking with the old bear? I've got a message for you from Wilfred. Lad's something of a leader among the young ones here. He's impressed that you've won over Goldenbold and wants a word with you. Says he'll be waiting over the craggy area north of here. Thanks for coming, friend. 'Tis no ordinary outsider who can gain the trust of the old bear. That's why I wanted to meet you, to discuss something in private. Tell me, why are you snooping about? Did the Empire send you, or someone else? Coral got your tongue? No matter. Whoever it is you work for, your meddling ends here. Get her! You're stronger than you look. This changes nothing. Threaten us, beat us bloody all you like, but nothing short of death can make us give up our fight. We're going to obtain the power to bring down the Empire, and with it, we'll reclaim our homeland. Attacked by Wilred and his cronies? That they would go to such lengths for the sake of this plan of theirs. Left to their own devices, the young fools are like to harm others, if not themselves. We must uncover their agenda and put an end to this madness. Gundenbold needs your help to rein in the young ones of Little Alamigo. Wilred mentioned obtaining the power to bring down the Empire. Of what power could he be speaking? Gundenbold, Bertiliana, gods preserve, what happened? I was out foraging when the Corpse Brigade came. They took me to their hideout and they... the whole while they laughed at me. They said that I suffered because I clinged to hope. Is it wrong to dream of home? Is it wrong to call ourselves Alamegans? Do not heed such poisonous notions, child. Our dreams are what sustain us. Be strong. I swear to you, those villains will answer for their crimes in due time. But tell me, does anyone else know of this? Wilred, he saw me outside. He was so angry. I must tend to Berliana. In the meantime, I need you to find out what the young ones make of this. I fear that they may do something rash. What those animals did to Berliana is unforgivable, and to think they look down to us. Well, I'll suffer this humiliation no more. I'm with Wilred to the bitter end. I'm not afraid of a few lizards. If this plan succeeds, we'll have the power to lay the Empire low, to change the world for the better. Might be as Gundable's content to eke out an existence in this mushy old cave, but I'll be damned if I'm not going to spend the rest of my life here. Now, where in the seven hells did I put that bloody map? Oh, mighty Rogar, Lord of Destruction, we implore you, lend us our strength, and put an end to the suffering of your people. Here to interfere again? Well, you're too late. Our plan is already in motion. Once we have the crystals, our enemies will pay for their crimes, and no one will dare oppress us ever again. Gone? The whole lot of them? Then it is as I feared. They mean to take matters into their own hands. But what exactly is it that they intend to do? What's this? A hunting knife and a map of Zanrak? Wait, you said Wilred spoke of crystals, did you not? But they couldn't possibly mean to... By the gods, this is rank madness. The young fools are untrained and unblooded all. They have no notion of how dangerous the Amalja are. They'll be butchered before they get within 100 yards of the crystal. They're headed east. If we hurry, we may find them before it's too late. Wilred, did no others survive? This is all wrong. Getting the crystals was supposed to be the start. We were going to reclaim our homeland. We were... Pull yourself together, lad. We were going to make an offering of the crystals to Rogar, to summon him, just like the masked man taught us. We plotted to sneak into Zanrak and make off with the lizardman cash, but they caught us and so many dead. Gods forgive me. Heathens, you shall pay for your crimes with your souls. I regret our young one's transgressions, but a soul is too high a price for youthful folly. For all the failings they are hope of the Alamegan people, this hope I will guard with my life. Your skills at arms is impressive, adventurer. Our wayward youths could learn a thing or two from a woman like you. The battle is won, but it would be unwise to linger here. Let us return to Little Alamigo. Wait, we've gone this way. We have to get the crystals. They're right there, ripe for the picking. Have you learned nothing, Wilred? Did you not see those tempered wrenches? Such is the fate of those who are touched by a god. Is that what you desire for yourself and your friends? What? No one said anything about... The masked man told us we could defeat the Empire if we summon Rogar. He sweared. Enough. I will hear the rest of this sorry tale back in Little Alamigo. I dare say Tolucc will wish to hear it as well. No more lies, Wilred. Tell us everything. I was outside with the others when it appeared. The masked stranger. He told us about summoning Rhalgar, about using crystals, and then he just vanished. We never saw him again. I wanted so desperately to believe that we could raise ourselves from this squalor that I never stopped to question his motives. But I should have known. There's no solution. Nothing we can do to change our lot. Our people are doomed to live and die like beasts. Listen to me, Wilred. Our home may be lost to us, but it takes more than stones and mortar to define who we are. No matter where we may be, Alamigo lives on within us all. It is for you to decide what you make of this legacy, but whatever you choose to do with your life, never forget that you owe it to this adventurer, an outsider. I won't. I promise. Thank you for saving me, and sorry I tried to kill you. My thanks as well, friend. It gives us hope to know that there are kind souls such as you out there. Little Alamigo may not have much in the way of comfort, but you'll always be welcome here. Would that we had more information to offer, but what Wilred has told you is the extent of our knowledge of the masked stranger. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature, for the sake of the young ones who died to his poisoned words. Welcome back, Tolucc. I'm reliably informed the investigation you took you to Quarry Mill and Little Alamigo. So tell me, were you able to learn aught of La Habrea? Planted the knowledge of summoning impressionable young minds? Precisely the kind of deception the Ascians would employ. While many of the ills that ail the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes Penphilia a dull scion. Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Mayhap we ought to rest a while before speaking further of the investigation. Menphilia has another lead for you to pursue. While you were tending to business in Thanalan, some new information arrived courtesy of our friends the Sylphs. An individual fitting Lahabrea's description has been sighted in the North Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the selfsame area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 willing, we will pick up Lahabrea's trail once more. Neuraxia can furnish you with the details. Pray, speak with her and take it from there. As always, be careful out there, Tolucc. Walking One is to investigate Sinister One? Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with a Walking One in the Ashcrown Consultorium. According to a Friendly One, a Digging One named Medrad has an encounter with a scary masked one. This masked one is most certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One Medrad. Digging One is to be found at Fallgourd Float in the North Shroud. Please let me be. I'm not long for this world. I looked death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me, just like he came for that poor woman. Medrad is clearly traumatized. Perhaps if you were to soothe him, he might remain calm for long enough to hold a conversation. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true, but that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you, I think I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw without losing it. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man, garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared. To see the corpse of a woman, one glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In an instant, I knew right away that the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What? You're investigating this masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Medrad's hysteria ever again. All right, teamwork. That's what I wanted to... Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventure. It's the least I can do to repay her for comforting me. Nadine has a proposal to make concerning your investigation. So, here's what we know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin known as Ziz can inflict such wounds. That's why some folk are pointing the finger at them. I somehow doubt that the answer is that simple, but for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths? You've already seen to the Ziz? Good work, adventurer. So, were you able to find aught to suggest that the creatures are our culprits? Nothing? Truth be told, even if there were proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike Ziz from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. Adine has further knowledge of the mysterious deaths. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears all the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumor that's been going about. There's some as whisper. After each victim dies, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire sand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give them a gander. Most folk are too scared to go without 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer like you, eh? Why, these are all just your garden variety crystals. 'Tis a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning expected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with your masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and a perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. Ivaralt has information to share regarding your investigation. There is something you should know. I have been keeping this to myself lest I worsen Madrod's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Madrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. monstrous Banemite appeared, and you slew it? That creature had long been a scourge upon the folk of Falgard. Intentional or no, you have done us a great service. You have my gratitude. But this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of the light combined with blind panic? The Draught is troubled by the dearth of new developments in the murder investigation. There have been no promising leads in the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep, knowing that the killer is still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I had been pondering my encounter. I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt. It was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken so distinct a creature for a Banemite. But you and I were moms apart. How could we both have seen it at precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Banemite at the very spot you claimed to see the fiendish eyeball. Isn't that right? There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Oh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason why there couldn't be... Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh, it's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Nope. I do believe we're out of our depth. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're just civilians after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure knowing you. While I burn to know the truth, some things are best left unknown, lest you have forgotten. It was at the rocky area to the west that I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There's a guardhouse nearby. The servants there should be pleased for any information that pertains to the security of the reason. Greetings, adventurer. Is there aught I might assist you with? Gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the central shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature any sightings of the winged eyeballs are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. The victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated beyond recognition. It's been so difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next of... This button engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim. A family sigil, or that of an organization, perhaps? Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders.